I guess I'm the last speaker of today, but not the least. I will try make my speech shortly to get your attention and try to make it more interesting. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming, and thank ETOA giving us this chance to present this topic and our product. It's our pleasure. So I will start directly. How does the audio tour guide change the way of Chinese travelers visiting the destinations? Well, the reason why this topic can be a topic is that more than 90% of the destination are without Chinese tour audio guide. So it's a pity, but it's a fact. When talking about destination visiting, it's well known that Chinese like to take photos. Always photos. But do you think they just like taking photos? The answer is no, because according to our survey, 70% of, take the example of Europe, 70% of the Chinese who come to Europe for the first time, they are willing to know the history and the culture about Europe. And when they come the second time, 55% of them have the same willing. So they are not just like taking photo, but they want to know more. The problem is there are not many audio guides in Chinese. For example, the biggest museum, Louvre Museum in France, Uffizi Museum in Florence, Arc of Trophy, Eiffel Tower. They are very famous site of interesting, but they are not providing audio guide devices in Chinese. I don't know why, but it's a fact. Don't mention those places are less popular. So the Chinese visitor have nothing else to do but just taking photos. I guess. I have the same feeling. It's a basic demand. So when we talk about attracting more Chinese to come to Europe, I guess it's a basic job to do. I think seriously. So this job we are trying to do and trying to do it better and better. That's why we make this application called Go with Tommy in English, and in Chinese it's called 美景听听. 美丽的美，景色的景，听听 is about listening. So it's a name it's easy to remember. Also the English name. Tommy is Tommy. Come up. Okay, look, this small logo is Tommy. So it's like Tommy is like a robot, audio guide, bring the Chinese to visit Europe with explanation about the story, the culture in Chinese. So later, okay. So let's see how our application with several new technology changed the way of the Chinese visitor. In our application, now we have made more than 50,000 audios. Well, I guess the The audio will start a bit earlier, sorry, because I'm not control the PowerPoint. This is one of our good technology. Would you please stop a bit? Because I haven't started. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. We have made more than 50,000 audios and cover more than 80 countries in the world, covering the top 20 museums and the most popular place in the world. So basically, we can fit the demand of most of Chinese visitors. And also, now I go to this part. Also, we have some new technology. We are not just a normal audio guide. Yeah? Compared with the traditional, wow. Yeah, now start, okay. I will explain a bit later. Well, actually, it's artificial intelligence of image identification. In our application, the Chinese user can use the application to scan the printings, status, no matter whatever, in the museum. It can recognize automatically which audio is, and then it's very easy for them to find the audio accordingly. And it's a small robot. Every day it learns, and it will become more smart every day. They can recognize more printings, status, whatever, yeah, and become more and more helpful for the visitors. And the second one is another kind of black technology is to allow the Chinese users to use Google Map in China. And also, it indicates which small point we are going to explain specifically in arc of trophy, yeah? For example. And the last one is like automatically playing according to your location. So you get this application, you can go very easy to listen the place near the place where is close to you. So yeah, the third, that's what I'm going to introduce is we have a content share platform which allowed many partners to generate their contents. For example, museum, official museum, guide, or KOL, or local Chinese students, or even a normal travelers. If they want, they can give us audio contents, and we will make it to help more people. So that gave us the capability to generate so many audios in only 2 years. And every day, the number of the audios are growing quick. And our objective is at the end of the year, we are going to cover 70% of the place of interest in the world. Well, also, in the same time, our company is also very interesting. We have our own cartoon. Yeah? It's called, well, I don't know, it's in Chinese, it's called IP, it's intelligent property. It's something like we create our original cartoon series about European culture, such as how UK's come from. Because it's a very important part to make the audio. Imagine if I talk about the story of the London Bridge, I guess we should mention how UK's come from. So we make this cartoon to make the Chinese know more about the culture of Europe. And this design has been used in our application, and it's very welcome, and it's very popular by the young Chinese. So obviously, our application can help the Chinese visitor and can bring more Chinese visitors to come to Europe. And now we are open and welcome more operator from Europe. For example, tourism administration, museums, hotels, youth hostels, and culture routes providers, and etc. And at last, I don't know if this video can work or not. Let me try. Yeah, it's a small presentation of our company.